Good morning, everyone. It may not be morning for you, but it's morning for me. Um, Happy Tuesday. It's the week of Valentine's Day. So, season of romance, of love, all that stuff going on. And, for some of the singles out there, you can be like, bruh, Valentine's Day, let's wrap it up. And I just want to encourage you to appreciate your single season. And it's so much more valuable than people think. And I know you're going to ask why, and I'll tell you why. I think that a lot of times we see like the end goal as being in a relationship. Like we perceive success as being in a relationship or eventually getting married one day. And if we have a significant other, then that's like something that we see as like a level of success. And not to say that it's not a great thing like when you're in a healthy relationship, but I think it's so underrated to appreciate your singleness, because the Bible does not say that everyone's supposed to get married, that everyone's supposed to enter covenant with like the opposite sex and get married and have children and have a family. And I mean, if that's what you want, then yes, work towards that. But there were so many people in the Bible that were single their entire lives that served God so well. And so I think sometimes we think that like we can only get to a certain level of success in our singleness. We can only receive a certain amount of blessings in our singleness, that like once we get married, then we get things to the next level. And I challenge that because I think that, well, like I said, not everyone is called to enter into a relationship with someone, but also there's a time and a place. And just like I was saying in the last video, God's timing, he's going to bring a person into your life when it's supposed to happen, and he's going to bring the exact person it's supposed to be, and it's going to work out if that's what he has planned for you. So I think sometimes when people perceive the relationship as success, they chase it so hard without consulting God, without letting him do some work behind the scenes. Because a lot of times in your single season, like God is also preparing, just like he's preparing you, he's also preparing your partner that you're supposed to have. And that's why it's so important to utilize your single season and clock it. Okay, so when you're single, you have an unmatched level of affection, of attention, of adoration of God. You guys like that alliteration? AAA. When you're single, you have an unreserved amount of effort and energy and focus to put on God. And that's why so many times when people are like adults, like they'll say like, oh, I want to be single first before I start a family and grow my career. Just like you can grow your career, just like you can go to school, just like you can do all of this stuff in your single season before settling down, the same thing should be happening spiritually. You should be trying to grow spiritually, because you will never have this level of attention back. Like there's a difference between me and a mother of 3 kids with a husband, like, and God understands the balance of like your responsibilities in your life, but like it's the whole idea of like maximizing this time, and instead of focusing on what you don't have, which is a relationship, focus on the time that you have and use that time to your benefit, because ultimately it's going to make you better for your partner, and your partner should be doing the same thing in their single season, so that when you come together, it's a beautiful thing. And that brings me to a second point. My phone's about to fall down. That is why it's so important that when you do enter a relationship with someone, that it is someone, the Bible says, equally yoked, someone that has been growing also. And that when you enter the relationship, that you both continue to make each other grow spiritually. That is so important, because you may not have the same level of time and effort to pour into your spiritual growth, but when you're entering into that relationship with someone, you both should be making each other grow. And there's a quote that I love that, I mean, it applies to men and women. You can sub out whatever, but a girl should be so close to God that a man has to chase him to reach her. And that's how I aspire it to be, because ooh, I'm cooking. Because what's it called? Iron sharpens iron. Again, in the Bible. You want to be in that, when you are in a relationship that's God's will, you are going to hold each other accountable. You're going to encourage each other. You're going to have fellowship with each other. And that is also why it's so important that when you do enter that relationship, that you both put God first. When you're in your single season, grow spiritually to the point where God is your priority over everything. Everything. And so many times we talk about idolization of like blatantly negative things. Idolization of money, idolization of popularity, idolization of fame, idolization of alcohol, idolization of lust, all this stuff. But it can be good things too. It could be perceived as good things. It could be idolization of family. It could be idolization of academics. It could be idolization of a relationship. And God says in the Bible, I don't care if it's good, I don't care if it's healthy or not, I come first. And that's why in your single season, grow to the point where God is the most important thing in your life. And then you need to look for a partner who has the same perspective, so that when you come together, God is above the relationship and he's also in the center of the relationship. And you know how many arguments are settled when a relationship is like that? You know how many arguments would be settled? Because you could be beefing it out and you could just say, let's go read the Bible. What does the Bible tell us? What does the Bible tell us about how this should go down? So that's the end of my TED Talk. But I just encourage everyone, including myself, to just utilize your single season and appreciate it, because it's such a valuable thing. And to not be forcing and so anxiously seeking a partner without consulting God and just trusting in his timing, because the Bible also says he withholds no good thing. Whatever is meant for you, whatever is the perfect person for you, God is not going to keep them away from you. He is going to put them in your lap and say, here you go. Here's the perfect person that has been molded when all these years you've been crying to me that you want this person, but he wasn't ready until now. And here you go. So keep the faith. And this Valentine's Day, if you're single and it hurts, just appreciate the singleness, and also lean on God to fulfill whatever you're lacking from not having a romantic partner. It's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Love you.